Like in about a year's time frame, I'm just weird. I'm interested in that.
Okay.
As far as Antifa, I think that there should be the same amount of attention focused on that constituency, but I don't see that in the media. And I don't know if this is a question more so than a comment, that I wish that collectively, because I don't think it's debatable that we saw what happened on with January 6th. Like a lot of those flags that I saw down here on the 22nd was on the Capitol.
Yeah, but that was a stage event.
Yeah.
Stage event. Staged by Antifa, anti-fascists, which are fascists. They represent fascists. Okay.
Well, can you
yeah, they do.
Well, I'm not saying that. I don't. Okay. No problem. I just like your mind.
What happened was during the speech, the president.
They wrote past while I wasn't right there in that room. Okay.
But we saw them walking around. We knew who they were. They were staging the storming. The storming was done, and we had people that were actually a part of the storming. Okay. The storming was done by the Antifa and Black Lives Matter. They opened up the door at the request of Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi advised them to open the door. Okay? This was all going on.
It's all good press.
This was going on 30 minutes before the Patriots started walking up there.
Right.
So
So
that's
they
a
were still
whole lot.
listening to
Do you
Trump's
see
speech.
how
Yes.
the news,
I was
the
there,
media,
so
the news
it
is
really was that. Mindset.
We're sheep to them. They're lying to us every turn. Every turn. Go to X22. I want you to go to X22. You're asking questions, and I respect that because I know you're wanting to open your mind.
It's good.
I was close-minded too. But I started going to X22. I want you to go to X22.
So X22.
Yes.
.com.
Because
.com.
you're starting to wake up. You're starting. I see it in you, and I hear it in you.
He's
You're
thinking.
starting to wake up. You may not agree with it 100%, but it's going to tell you. It's going to explain to you what our government has been doing to us for decades.
So your question was good about Antifa being in D.C. So there were two people up there. Molly Conger, who's a prominent criminal around here in Richmond and Charlottesville. She's a girl. She has a shaved head, looks like a peanut. You can look her up on Twitter. It's that her Twitter Socialist Dog Mom. She was in Washington that day, as well as there was a guy named Barrett Gay. He's also on. You can look him on Twitter. Barrett Gay. He's another Antifa sympathizer. He was also documented himself being up there in D.C. on that day. Both of them were. And they were in disguise wearing Trump outfits and things like that. Along with there's another prominent Antifa person on Twitter, Talia Jane. You can look these people up on Twitter. Their accounts are wide open. You can go check them out. Molly Conger, Barrett Gay, and Talia Jane. Her Twitter Socialist Dog Mom. You go on there and you can follow her. She, like I said, she looks like a peanut with no hair. Very Molly Conger, Socialist Dog Mom is her Twitter. She looks like a peanut with no hair. And then you got this guy Barrett Gay. He's another guy that's a prominent Antifa sympathizer. And you can look at and they documented it. There's lots of tweets that they were up there on the 6th, in the middle of things and things like that, as well as Talia Jane, who's another prominent Antifa journalist online on Twitter. You can follow her. Talia Jane. Yeah, follow all three of them. You can get all the they document themselves doing crimes, so it's very good. It's very helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Oh.
She committed many.
Okay, let me.
She's a well-known criminal. She's been arrested multiple times.
Okay, but also you brought up a good point about gun rights and stuff like that, about all of them being down there. I was happy with it. You know why? Because restraining orders do nothing. I tell more women to start getting armed and getting trained. I lost a good friend who died because her boyfriend came in, firearms ready, and she didn't have one. Her daughter got shot and she got killed. Period. I'm not against anybody having guns. I'm telling everybody I'm a constitutional carry type of person. You shouldn't get arrested for the mere possession of a firearm at all.
I agree, but with me and you be walking around with pistols. It's a different energy.
But the thing is, we are so not used to certain things. If we saw everybody walking around with guns, Honestly, the most strictest gun control cities and states have the most crime. Have you noticed that? It's a deterrent anytime frame somebody is lawfully walking around with a firearm that's ready to use it. That's why people don't act up in front of the police. They don't act up. If they didn't have guns, trust me, people would be acting up. They don't act up because, common sense tells you, if I come out of line and I put people's lives in danger, there's somebody there to stop. The fact of the matter is people need to be more trained and informed on their Second Amendment rights. Because realistically, we are seeing Venezuela and other countries, once they take your firearms away from you, that's when they get stricter and start taking all your constitutional rights because you don't have a way to defend yourself. That's why people go into people's houses most of the time frame. If they know that person's unarmed, you don't have resistance. But you're less likely, if you're known to be armed in your house, you're less likely to have somebody come in your house and try to attack you. After a while, you got to say, my life is worth more than any criminal or anybody coming in there. You got to look at yourself. So my major problem, I'm going to tell you like this. Don't think I haven't given it to Republicans either. Because there was Republicans that was talking trash about people with guns down there at the state capitol. It was peaceful then. It was peaceful in 2020. And it was like, oh, it's provocateurs and stuff like that. No. I'm like this about it. Don't ever talk about somebody who only has a firearm because that's a stereotype. That's a profiling because you're saying just because you got a firearm, you're going to hurt somebody. No, it's used to defend yourself from somebody who's trying to hurt you, who also has a gun or a method of killing. So for me personally, I want it done as far as expunging people's records. We got a lot of felonies or felons that only are a felon because they possess a firearm. And it may have seemed a little concealed or whatever, but they didn't do anything else but that. And they lost their gun rights. That ain't fair and it ain't right. And honestly, I've seen people who had the same charges go to court and the judge allowed them. That's why we need to start electing judges and not appointing them. Because the same person or the same people could go there and the judge gives them, hey, I'm going to give you time to get a permit and your concealed weapons permit, and then you come back and the charge is dismissed. That doesn't happen for everybody. That's why I wanted unilateral, that if it's only the mere possession without a commission of a felony, I want your record expunged. You have a right to be able to defend yourself. A well-armed Virginia is a safer Virginia.
So I am a gun owner. When the COVID hit, I went and got strapped up because I felt like shit was going to go left. So I'm on the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in green top. You see what I'm saying? Like, but, you can't get ammo anymore. This shit's crazy. But, like, in my mind, I'm like, it's going to probably go down. So, ain't nobody gonna come through and mess with my wife, right? So I got the ammo, I got the guns, or whatever. I'm ready. What you just said, I didn't know. So if I wouldn't have had my concealed weapons license, I could get a felony for being potentially
concealed. In Northern Virginia, yeah, it's been going on.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
And me, I'm a castle doctrine type of person. I know most people are scared to use their firearm because they don't know how a police or prosecutor is going to design the facts for it to be presented in court. Yeah. What I want is a self-defense review board before it ever makes it to a grand jury by law-abiding gun owners and self-defense experts. So you're not getting caught up in Democrats or liberals or anybody's ideology that's targeting you for the mere fact of you defending yourself. There's a security guard who was defending lives. The judge said if you would have waited a few seconds, he killed the shooter. The judge has him in jail for 10 years right now, and she said if you would have waited a couple more seconds. Had it been a police officer or somebody else, they wouldn't be in jail. They would have been told great shooting. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is we need clear-cut guidelines that nobody can sway. And we need those who understand self-defense, not a jury who doesn't have a clue that's going off of emotion. That's why a lot of people are locked up right now. It was a justified shooting by emotional decisions controlled the verdict. And you shouldn't be spending the rest of your life in jail for a justified shooting. And that's why I want the same discretion that police have in shootings to be given to private citizens. But still at the same, but the thing is, I'll tell you like this. I already said I'm going to pardon people based off of doing what's right and reasonable risk to their life. You see what I'm saying? So I'm giving out an extra barrier because you hate to be defending your wife in your house. And one of those bullets so happened to hit the person in the back and the prosecutor says, we charging you with murder.
Yeah, that is wild.
You'd rather me be your governor and say, we got the castle doctrine right here. You came into this man's house, you put them in danger, that's the risk you take.
But at the same time, though, somebody come to my house, and that happened like that, I end up taking that 10-year bid that he did. Hey, man, that's what he was trying to got me for.
But my thing is, why take away 10 years of your life when you could be doing something more productive? 10 years ain't no joke. You only got one life to live. One life. And I'd rather have your back than have somebody who talks about it. And me, on the other hand, I want you to defend yourself. That's why I also believe in second chances and having automatic expulsion. Oh, yeah. He's the best person on that one.
I am the guy. I'm the Second Amendment person. I know we're here in Richmond. Spotsylvania will never, ever submit to the Second Amendment as long as I'm around. There is no way I am the Second Amendment candidate. It is not going to happen. Every poll has me 100% the Spotsylvania Second Amendment candidate. I've seen what happens. I've seen what happens to everywhere where they take the guns. Then they have you and you're going to submit. It ain't happening here in Spotsylvania. We're not in Spotsylvania. But where I live, where we live, it's not happening in Spotsylvania. A well-regulated militia being necessary to secure the state and the rights of the citizens to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I know it like the back of my hand. This country has such an incredible heritage and history with guns. It goes far beyond what the average person understands. Before we were even the United States of America, people owned land in a pretty dangerous area. We're talking 1600s type area. People owned a gun, right, to protect themselves. And the ideation was if you owned a gun, no matter how rich, poor, fat, skinny, ugly, can I finish? And then I'll give you the mic. You are a free person as long as you own a gun. You are a slave to no one. You are not going to take it. Come on, give me a high over there. Who loves it? Who loves the Second Amendment? You're looking a little triggered, so calm down. You're free. You don't even get out of here. You look like a sick Tim Kaine. You look like the Lorax from Dr. Seuss. Get out of here. Come on, Tim Kaine. Get to stepping. Get to stepping.
Why are you an America hater?
Look, come on, Tim Kaine. You can afford better than that flannel shirt. Oh, he's triggered. Look at him go. He's triggered. Did you see that? He is not playing games. Why did... You look like the Lorax. Get out of here. Yeah, go ahead. I am the Second Amendment guy. Those places are very expensive. All right, if you can find them, go to pawn stores, secondhand places. They'll have good prices on ammunition. I do my big ammunition buys at Dick's Sporting Goods on Black Friday. I save up all the coupons, all the points, and then I hit them on the sales. Dick's Sporting Goods. I'll go there and get $400 or $500 worth of ammo easily. I mean, my ammo will last me for a while. But also look at networking. VA Gun Trader. Look at anywhere you need to. Yeah, VA Gun Trader.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. Now the laws have changed with private sale, but ammunition still different. Yeah, look around. Pawn shops are a good place. But getting back to what I was saying about the Second Amendment. All right, man. Thanks for asking those questions. I appreciate everyone who asked questions. So listen.